guys, it's Joy's Point of View. I'm Christian and I'm here to defend the Owl House from Rotten Scores today. Today, I'm here to defend the Owl House because, as a Christian, this show meant a lot to me. Does this show have witchcraft? Yes. Do I still love it anyway? Yes. Why? Because I know my God is bigger than what I watch. I know my God is stronger than the things that I watch. I know the things that I watch will not affect my faith. No, because my God is stronger than that. So, I enjoyed this show. It's very wholesome, it's very comfort show, and it's one of the best shows that has been put in years by Disney Channel. So it does bother me that this great, a show this great, I mean, this show was so good that it received 100% in its beginning. It received 100% on the critic score and 91% on the audience score. For 2 years. For 2 years, it was 100% on the audience score. I mean, it was 100% on the critic score and 91% on the audience score. But then, to my surprise, actually, it surprises me no one that some people decided to downvote the show because they don't like the show because of it promotes witchcraft and Satanism, and it also promotes LGBT agenda. It has a LGBT propaganda. And yet we are supposed to be the people who talk about accepting other people, loving all people selfishly, judge not. And yet the very same people are the ones that are downvoting it. So as a Christian, it does disappoint me that we do these things, you know. And now, when I look at the Owl House now, it's no longer 100 to 91% anymore. It's 100 to 81, 82% now. I'm not sure if you guys can see this well on the screen, but it's 100 to 82% and it's bothering me because the show deserves that 91% only for a few people to downvote this show. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna defend the Owl House from these rotten scores. I'm gonna defend the Owl House from these rotten scores that it did not deserve, except for season one. As much as I love season one, but season one is slow, and I understand why. They're trying to introduce the world, they're trying to introduce the lore, they're trying to introduce you to the character dynamics, sprinkle a bit of character arts and character development. So yeah, that's basically so I understand why season one would have that rating, but season two and three, no, they do not deserve that rating at all because that's where the story ramped up its pacing, ramped up its story development. That's where the story truly shined in season two and three, and there was barely any filler actually in season two and three. So let me read some of these reviews, these rotten reviews, and try to address them in a fair way. Try to be fair. Right now, I'm clicking on season 2 of The Owl House, checking the reviews that I'm looking for. It's still loading, hold on. Checking for the reviews, the rotten reviews that I'm looking for. It's still loading, but I am gonna address this. I'm going to address these reviews to see if they fair, are they not fair. I mean, for example, we have this reviewer who just said, honestly, I don't like this. I hate it. That's the entire review. What makes me angry about this is that this person, they leave the same review or in each and every season. In each and every season, they just leave the same review, which makes me question, was their intention to fairly judge the show, or was their intention just to downvote the show because they hate that a women love women show with a tight rating received a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, only for it to be downvoted, which I hate. They just said, I don't like it, I hate it. That's it, that's the entire review. Another person said, still very bad in season 2. The only reason I'm watching this is to learn the mistakes while they're making the show. Of which I disagree, because season 2, that's where the show truly shined. Why? Because the Disney execs, that's where they took a step back and gave the creative freedom to the writers. Season 1, the reason season 1 kept flopping, it's because the creator didn't have much creative freedom. Disney execs kept suggesting the show, some story beats for the show, which were against the show's creator. Season 2, that's where the creator started to have creative freedom. Actually, in episode 15, Understanding Below, that's where the show started to be close to the creator's vision. So I disagree with this review that says season 2 is still very bad. And then another one just said, OMG, I really hate that show. Half a star is enough. That's not a review. That's just your way to downvote this show because that's not a review. Another one just said, after watching season 2, I still cannot change my opinion. It is extremely sad that they continue to make this trash. That's your opinion, man. That is your opinion because this show is not trash. This show is good. And Nana said, this is not like the good stuff of 2000s of Disney. I miss the good old times. Why? Is it because it's challenging? Is it because it's introducing trauma to children that it's okay to be traumatized by certain aspects because that's how life is? Life is not fair at all. Or is it because of the, you know, the things that you all say, you're not bigots, but still consistently criticize? Because I believe it's that. I believe it's that. This was horrible. It was so lame. I could fall asleep after watching this. I mean, that's their experience. Well, it was rather boring and predictable. I could see Bellows being a witch hunter, I think, a mile away. Okay, just because it can be predictable. Is it predictable? Did I predict it? Yeah, a bit, yeah. I didn't predict him to be a witch hunter, but I did predict him to be the bad guy. Is it boring? No. Just because something is predictable does not always mean it's boring as long as it's executed well. And the Owl House executed the things that it was developing, it executed the payoffs very well. So I disagree with this person. I think this person was just trying to downvote this show. Another one says, honestly, it makes me cringe a bit. That's your review. That's an entire review. And what makes me mad is that these people leave the same review in the following season, in season 3. Let's check season 3 to prove my point. That these people, they leave the same review in each and every season. So I'm here to defend this show. I'm here to defend this show. I'm here to defend this show. Let me click on season 3. It's still loading. Season 3, where are you? Give me season 3. Oh, it's still loading. Otherwise, that's what I don't like. They keep repeating the same reviews over and over in each season just to downvote the show. Okay, here I am at season 3. And the rating is 81. It dropped from 91. It's 81. The same guy. Can't recommend it. I hate it, honestly. That's the entire review. Which is why I'm saying they leave the same review in each and every season because they want to downvote the show. This season of the Owl House was bad and there's almost zero effort put into it. Okay, let me click on this person and see if did they write something different in the Owl House review because they only gave half a star. Let me click on this reviewer. Only season 3. Okay, maybe this reviewer, maybe they didn't like season 3 that much. Maybe that reviewer didn't like season 3 that much because they only gave season 3 a review. At this point, the only good thing that the show did is the collector, especially the power he holds. Everything else is fully mistakes and wrongdoings. You said the exact same thing in each season. Whereas there was improvement in season 2 and 3. There was definitely improvement in season 2 and 3 of the Owl House. But you chose to not acknowledge it. I don't know whether it's because it's against your beliefs, because I'm looking at your username. So I'm not sure if it's against your beliefs or what, but... And then the same guy. And then another person says, OMG, how bad is this show? How bad this show is. And trust me, I keep clicking on this person to see if did they leave different review. Did they give different stars? No, it's the same half stars in each season 1, season 2, season 3. They all gave a half star. They all gave a half star. This person all gave half stars to Owl House season 1, season 2, season 3, which makes me question that the entire intention of these people is to downvote this show as quick as possible because they hated that a Women Love Women show was an 8 was given a 10 out of 10. You know, it received 91%. Hold on, let me check another one. And then another one just says, this is so bad, it gave me recurring nightmares. And then another one says, this was horrible and left a bad taste in my mouth. Okay, that's their experience, but I honestly disagree. This show is good. I still cannot believe they let children watch something so terrible. You see, now this person is showing their true colors. This person is showing their true colors, you know, because this is a kid's show, yes. but it is a well-written kids show. It has a tight story, a great development for its characters, and you can see the love the crew had for this show before Disney gave it an X. I also found the review that I was looking for. This reviewer said, "It's disheartening to see that the show's descent into randomness and nonsense. The sudden turn of the collector into a good guy was utterly predictable and lacking any excitement. The revival of Bellows and the decision to drag out his existence until the final episode was painfully obvious and drained any suspense. The season reduced the number of episodes, only compounded the problems. Blame Disney, resulting in a forced and disjointed narrative. As a viewer, it's frustrating to witness such a promising show succumb to a forced plot elements and hurried ending that fails to deliver satisfaction." That's their experience, but here's the thing though. I disagree with the collector all of a sudden being a good guy, because the collector was not a bad person to begin with. They just didn't understand a moral compass. They didn't have a moral compass. They didn't know what's wrong, what's the difference between right and wrong. And the collector, by the collector's years, I think there's still a child. There's still a child. So yeah, it was easy to teach a child that no, this is wrong. This is wrong. You shouldn't do that. And I'm glad that they did not turn the collector to be the main bad guy, because Bellows, this person complains that Bellows was right, but in my opinion, it would have been terrible if the collector all of a sudden was the main bad guy. Despite this series was building Bellows up to be the main bad guy from the beginning of the series, since season 1, because Bellows was built up since season 1 to be the main bad guy. So it would have been terrible to make the collector a character that just happened, that was introduced in season 2 and made a recurring appearance towards the end of season 2 to remain the main bad guy in the next season, whereas the next season only has 3 episodes. That would have been bad in my opinion, because this show built Bellows up to be the main villain. And then the last review that I'm gonna check says, "Season 3 of The Owl House stays true to its predecessors, delivering the same disappointments, weak character development, aimless storytelling, unfulfilled potential persistence." Of which I disagree. The story has great development. Luz no longer became a girl who endangered other people unnecessarily. Amity no longer became a bitch. Willow no longer became shy. Gus managed to work through his emotional anxiety. Hunter found his identity after being the golden guard for so long. And yeah, I disagree a lot. Another person says that Owl House struggled to rise above its predictabilities. The sudden transformation of the collector into a good guy was foreseeable as it was uninspiring. The show's attempt to create intrigue and drama fell flat, especially in the last episodes that were heavily reminiscent of Weird Mageddon from Gravity Falls. The glaring lack of originality in these elements only served to highlight the series' inability to break free from familiar formulas. A continuation. I disagree strongly with that one, because yes, Owl House is not original, but what made it work is that how it subverted the certain tropes of fantasy, how it kept breaking fantasy. I suggest men with thoughts. I think that's the channel, when he says how Owl House keeps breaking fantasy, I suggest you watch that video, because I disagree. Yes, some parts are inspired by Gravity Falls, but that's because Gravity Falls is an icon, so sure there will be references, but it didn't copy paste Gravity Falls. No, it's certain elements that it was inspired by Gravity Falls. So yeah, as Owl House may not be as original, but what makes it work is how it subverts these tropes. That's what makes the Owl House work, in my opinion. Anyway, that's me defending the Owl House because the show means to me, and yes, I am a Christian, and yes, I'm defending Owl House on Pride Month. It's intentional. Yeah, so yeah, that was my Owl House defense. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, share the video. Mwah. Love you.